Are you burned out as a human, let alone as an entrepreneur, because your 2022 isn't turning out to be much better than your 2021, and 2020 was a doozy you're still recovering from on top of that? Yeah, I get it. But if you want a strategy that can help you to shake off the burnout so that you can move through September and into the fourth business quarter of 2022 successfully, well, then this video is for you. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Stacey Storino. Welcome back to my channel, the #1 place to learn about crafting content that converts content consumers into actual customers. I've got 8 years of experience coaching thousands of students across the world under my belt, and today I want to give you my advice when it comes to ending entrepreneurial burnout. But before we get started, if you want this video to be served out to more people to help them out of a negative spot too, then be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get the help that entrepreneurs like you need to succeed with content marketing that drives traffic to your business so that you can do more business. Now let's get into it. My first tip to ending entrepreneurial burnout: set realistic expectations. In just a minute, I'll explain why you're burnt out. But first, maybe you're like me in terms of needing to set more realistic expectations for the remainder of 2022, given your facts and circumstances. And if this is you, there's no shame in that game, I promise you. I have had to tell myself to set realistic expectations for the remainder of 2022 as well, so I'm not pointing fingers at you. It's not just you that have to hear this. Me? I've had health issues galore this year. I've had surgery. I need 2 more surgeries. But thankfully, those can both wait until 2023. But suffice it to say, I've had a lot on my plate as a human, a wife, a mother, and then as an entrepreneur, well, challenges get compounded because that's another hat I have to wear too. Another set of stressors. So as 2022 continued to march on, I kept setting crazy aggressive goals for myself that became harder and harder to reach. Know what causes burnout? I bet you can guess. It is caused by fatigue and disappointment. And while in my case the fatigue is physical, your fatigue can be for physical, mental, and or emotional reasons, to be honest. It can be all of those reasons. Fatigue happens when you work for a protracted period of time without enjoying satisfactory results. Disappointment occurs when reality falls short of your expectations, even if your expectations for, say, the year 2022 were pretty realistic when you began the year. So, what's the solution, you ask? Take stock of where you are mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Be honest. Stop having that reality check of yours bounce, okay? Then cast against a backdrop of reality, set new expectations for the rest of 2022, let's say. And you know what? Be a little conservative about those new expectations. Be gentle with yourself or you'll just burn out again. And here's another way to end entrepreneurial burnout: establish better boundaries. Now, how do you go about doing this in the real world, of course? Depends upon your facts and circumstances, but for one thing, you need to delegate more, both personally and professionally. If you have paid staff, they're there to help you. So learn to go a little more and allow them to take on more responsibility. But personally, if you have a husband, wife, significant other, or roommate, they likely need to step up and do more. Kids that are capable of doing age-appropriate tasks, delegate more to them too. Not sure what age-appropriate is for each child of yours? Ask their pediatrician if you must. You can't be everything to everyone. It's time to start pushing back on how much stuff you've allowed to avalanche onto your plate. No wonder you're burnt out if it sounds like this could be you. And for another thing, if you've got clients, students, customers, what have you, guess what? You need to establish boundaries with them too. If you haven't set up business hours or office hours, then you need to do that. Post about it, email about it, and make sure you've communicated 6 ways from Sunday about it. And be prepared to post and share reminders about those hours on a regular basis from now on. And if someone calls or messages you when it's not your business hours, for most business models, doctors and lawyers and such aside, guess what? You do not pick up the phone until you're technically open for business again, and or it's your office hours when you can do customer service, provide services otherwise, etc. Doctors and lawyers may have an answering service set up. You may have to help clientele on an emergency basis, sure. But for most entrepreneurs, for most business owners, nope. Learn how to put your foot down or you'll burn out. You'll get sucked into the undertow of the ocean of business, and that's no good for you. Remix your routine. You can get stale if you don't, and staleness greases the skids, so you slide into burnout all the faster. Delegation can help you do this to a degree, but outside of that, what can you change up or fold into the mix that will help you feel better mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually? Do you need time for a workout? Are you taking a break for a workout already, but basically you're stuck in a rut? And try a different type of workout, a different modality of training. Do you handle certain rote tasks repeatedly that software or an app can handle? Like, for example, are you organically posting all of your content yourself when a content scheduler, like even a free Meta Business Suite, can help you with some of that heavy lifting? This is unsponsored, by the way, and just an example. For your paid, there are ways to delegate and or change up the way you get work done so that more is off of your plate, that tasks are completed in a more frictionless manner. You can break up where you get work done. For example, have laptop will travel. Maybe you work in your home office one day and a coffee shop the next. Next tip, don't forget your why. I have plenty of videos on my channel that talk about how to set up a personal why and a professional and or entrepreneurial why. Your why is your reason for living as a person and or your reason for being in business in the first place. Remembering those personal and professional reasons might be just enough to light the fire of a fresh new start, a fresh new perspective for you. And finally, take a break. Whether it's a vacation or staycation, whether it's simply a mental health day when you're not open for business and you're not mom's taxi either, whatever it is you have to do to recharge your batteries, you really need to do it. You don't have to spend money if you can't or you don't want to, but you do have to take a break, a real break, even if that just means that you're in your bedroom catching up on sleep and eating some decadent treats with your husband, wife, significant other, and or roommate, fending for themselves and the kids. Create some space and give yourself some grace so you can go back to helping your loved ones and your clientele, where your cup as a human and as an entrepreneur is actually full so that you can pour out and serve others. I know I have to do this, all of this myself. Actually, for my 15th wedding anniversary recently, we went away for 2 days as a family. That helped. We hadn't gone on vacation for 4 years before that. But the other tips, I have to implement them more myself. And if you have to as well, hey, you're not alone. I'm here in the comments section if you need to hear from someone who's walking in your shoes, someone who's been where you've been. So now, I do want to hear from you. Did any of these tips resonate with you? And if so, what action steps are you going to take? Well, go ahead, comment below. I do read your comments. And subscribe to this channel because I've got a bunch of playlists that will help you out otherwise as an entrepreneur as you market on behalf of your own business. And if you want more help in terms of distinguishing yourself from the crowd and increasing your trustworthiness in the eyes of your niche, I actually have a freebie for you to pick up called 10 Reasons Why You're Viewed as a Fake Guru and How to Gain Credibility and Customers Instead. And you can pick it up at don'tbeafakeguru.com. The link for you to score that freebie guide is in the show notes or the description down below. Okay, so you now have my thoughts when it comes to the subject of ending entrepreneurial burnout. Need more help? Be sure to check out these two awesome videos too, because they'll also teach you great content marketing strategies.